Hello and good morning for the ones who are going to listen for this long letter from Rebecca. Today's topic is how to recover from embarrassment, guilt, and knowing that I screwed up as a mother. This is a very unusual topic because I don't consult women on how to raise children, but this situation is a little bit different. Rebecca came to me with the same problem like everyone else does. She couldn't figure out why she was dating so many bad men, and we worked on this problem for a while. But after spending some time together, we found some other issues. We found that she's projecting her bad experience onto her child Tom. This boy Tom had to absorb all the insecurities and problems that Rebecca had with men. I'm not going to give you any more information. Let's read. I never wanted to be like my mom and make the same mistakes I felt she did. I promised myself that I would do everything to be the best mom on the planet, and my children would be grateful for that. I read so many books on childcare, but none of them offered any help. I ended up getting the opposite of what I had been expecting. This made me feel lost and depressed. My child became like a nightmare to me, and sometimes we wouldn't talk for days. I fondly remember the time in his younger years when our relationship was great. Everything started when I met Tom's dad. We became really close. At the time, I thought we were in love, although now I question those feelings. We didn't plan Tom, and he came to this world unexpectedly. I remember feeling some pregnancy symptoms and decided to purchase a home pregnancy test. I kept this a secret from my husband. Sure enough, I was pregnant. This frightened me because of our money situation. It was very hard for me to picture my current husband as a great father to our child. I had an inkling of hope for our future regardless of my doubts and told him about the pregnancy. To my surprise, he was very happy. The birthing process was very hard on me. The memories still flash into my consciousness once in a while. Complications from the pregnancy resulted in long-term pain. In the end, though, the result was Tom, and for that I'm grateful. I was happy and loved Tom so much. My husband and I didn't know much about raising kids, so we sought the advice of other female friends and books. Tom was a great child, and we used to do a lot of things together. He was nice, and I just enjoyed looking at him. He could play alone, and it was not a problem for him, but he also liked the neighbors' kids. They would play together quite often. I had no problems with him until he reached 11 years old. All of a sudden, he could not concentrate in class, and sometimes he would bully others. It was so embarrassing to listen to his behavioral issues in parent-teacher meetings. To be honest, he was not a bad, physically abusive child. It's just sometimes his choices negatively affected others around him. I am his mother. I felt responsible. I didn't expect much from his dad because he showed no interest in growing and making himself a better person, let alone our son. Of course, Tom's father enjoyed having fun with him, but that was the only role he took on. The parenting responsibility fell entirely on my shoulders. I was trying to be a great mother, and one day my 16-year-old son Tom came home from school and said that his math teacher would like to talk to me tomorrow. I asked him what was wrong, and he didn't want to talk about it. He said that I would find out tomorrow. I was really mad and sad at the same time. I didn't know what to do or what to expect. I went to the school the next morning and talked with his math teacher. She told me things that were hard for me to listen to. I could not accept most information I received because it sounded like a story about another kid. I believed that my kid was good and he couldn't do any wrong. First of all, his grades dropped dramatically over the past few months and he missed classes often without any reason. She saw a fight between him and another schoolmate that was interrupted by another teacher. He showed lack of motivation even though he was smart and capable. He disrupted class by making comments and interfering with others' right to learn. She had spoken with other teachers and most of them had confirmed the same behavior. I was shocked and felt like I was boiling on the inside. On the outside, I matched her calm demeanor. I believed her and what she was telling me, but I was really at a loss as to what to say. I didn't feel that the blame should be put on him. I felt like it was all my fault. I came home and didn't talk with Tom. I just went to my room and cried. I cried all evening and into the morning. I always thought that my example would inspire him to be a better person. I spent so much time working with myself to set a positive example, and I had no idea what I did wrong. I worked with Tad a lot, and I remember how we took a piece of paper and divided it into two columns. In the left side, I wrote what I was doing as a mother, and in the left side, I wrote facts of his behavior during the past few years. This writing alone made me feel better because I had so many things in my head that needed clearing out. I didn't talk to my child about this problem either. I was lost and I wanted to think it through before taking action. He was trapped in my world. I started to notice that I was taking so much responsibility for his actions and not allowing him to feel the consequences. I remembered one example I heard from one woman. One kid was really negative and he liked to punch other kids. She decided to experiment and try to change his behavior. The next time she witnessed him punching another kid, she told that kid to punch him back. She was hoping that this would teach him that negative actions result in negative reactions. The end result was two crying children. Now, I don't think it's right to encourage children to be violent, but it is a good example on teaching a kid that actions have reactions and affect the well-being of others. I started to understand that he needed to learn responsibility for his actions. I wanted too much and push him in all areas of life. Sometimes I didn't let him choose what he wanted, even if it was not hurting anyone. I just wanted him to behave like I want, and I knew what was better for him. I was the one who always had the final say, so naturally he started to behave worse because he wanted freedom and respect. All these feelings and thoughts were really new to me, and I realized a lot while reflecting. First and most importantly, I realized that he is a human and he is making choices. I can guide him if he wants, but I can't make all his decisions. I need to punish him when he's doing something bad, but I don't need to micromanage and control him out of fear of him turning out bad. I'm responsible for him as a mother, but he is also responsible for himself, and I cannot shield him from everything in the world. Now I know that my mission is to help him prepare himself to live adult life, and that won't happen if I am not letting him make his own choices. I remember how I went to his room and talked with him. I said that his math teacher told me everything about what he did. I told him that I'm not happy and I do not support such behavior. I also mentioned that I noticed how his behavior had been getting worse over the years. I told him that I really love him and I want all the best for him. I apologize for not being the best mom and for the bad choices I have made. I let him know that sometimes I am a pain in the ass and I would try to be more communicative and understanding. I was really calm and didn't shout or raise my voice. I pointed out that I treat him as an adult and want him to understand how his behavior affects his future. I told him that he has my support and can ask me for help whenever he needs to. He started to cry. I haven't seen him crying for a long time. We spent hours talking about our lives and hugging each other. He revealed so many things about himself that I never knew before. He also said that I'm not a bad mother and he loves me. It was one of the best real-life experiences I ever had. His behavior has changed and we have created a stronger and deeper connection. We are by no means perfect. Sometimes we both do things unexpectedly, but on the whole, things are better. I have not been called back to the school since then. The best part was that when he did something wrong, I didn't take it as my own failure. I realized that it's not my failure. He's not a robot to be programmed, but a human with his own mind and will. I wish you all the best and take care.